Welcome to Talkin' Shit, the podcast where we get real about the unfiltered truths women face in the quest for perfection. I'm Jana, your host, a dietitian and fellow woman navigating the pressure to have it all together. The perfect body, career, relationships, and making it all look effortless. Who set that standard anyway? Here, we're calling out the diet fads, hustle culture, beauty standards, and everything else that keeps us feeling stuck. But we're not just venting, we're diving into how to break free and rewrite the rules on your terms. So, grab a coffee or a glass of wine and let's talk some shit. Together, we'll uncover how to live a life that's unapologetically yours. This is Talkin' Shit. Let's dive in. Welcome to Talkin' Shit, the podcast where we get real about the messy, unfiltered truths women face every day in the quest for so-called perfection. I'm Jana, your host, dietitian, shit talker, and fellow woman who's been there, done that, and is so over the pressure to have it all together. Seriously, who decided we had to look flawless, crush our careers, ace relationships, and do it all while posting these perfect photos on Instagram? It's exhausting just thinking about it, let alone living it. So today, I want to kick off this first episode with a deep dive into one of the biggest myths we've all bought into, the myth of having it all together. Let's start with a quick reality check. Who here has ever felt like you're failing because you didn't check every box on the perfect woman checklist? Yeah, totally. Me too. For years, I thought if I just worked hard enough, ate clean enough, hustled enough, or was nice enough to everyone around me, I'd magically feel like I had my life together. Spoiler alert, that's not how it works. And probably if you were trying to do the same thing, it just doesn't feel good to you anymore. This myth isn't just exhausting, it's designed to keep us chasing an impossible standard. It's like running on a treadmill cranked up to max speed, but the finish line keeps moving. So here's the truth. The idea of having it all together is a lie. It's a lie we've been sold by everything from advertising to social media, and let's be real, some of the well-meaning but outdated advice from past generations. Think about it. Where did this pressure even come from? Women have historically been told we're supposed to be everything to everyone. The caretaker, the homemaker, the breadwinner, the fitness queen, you name it. And heaven forbid if you took some time for yourself, because hello, guilt. Fast forward to today, and now we have this added layer of curated perfection for social media. You scroll through Instagram and suddenly you're comparing yourself to someone else's highlight reel. But what you don't see are the messy moments, the arguments, the stress, the self doubt. And that's what I want this episode to be about, shining a light on the stuff we don't talk about, yet we all experience. All right. So, if having it all together is a lie, how do we actually break free? On these episodes, I don't want to just vent about things. I want to fix things. I want to solve things so that you can live your best life possible. So, how we start breaking this cycle of having to have it all together, I put together 3 steps. First, we want to define what enough looks like for you, not for someone else, not for your best friend, not for your husband, not for your boyfriend, not for anyone else, right? Sister, mom, whatever. What does enough look like for you? And we start the process of really where you get to decide what your life should look like. Ask yourself, what actually makes you happy? What do you want your life to feel like? Then number 2, I personally find this one to be like the most difficult. And in my 10 plus years of coaching women, they also share that this one is a hard one, yet we often give this so much to everyone around us. Number 2 is practicing self-compassion. So I hate to break it to you, but you are a human too. You're going to mess up, and that's okay. Be kind to yourself. Talk to yourself like you would a friend who's struggling, not your own personal bully. Number 3. Okay, maybe number 3 is hard too. I don't know. This could feel difficult as we are starting to unpack the layers of feeling like everything has to be perfect. But number 3 is setting boundaries. And I mean, like, really setting boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to opt out of the things that don't align with your values or your priorities. One of the most powerful lines I share with myself and also with others is, no, I'm unable to do that. And that was really hard to get to because I thought, yeah, I can do anything I put my mind to, right? Like I can do anything. And when I said I couldn't do something, it felt like a personal deficit. I felt like there was something wrong with me because I couldn't do it. But it's not that I can't do it, it's that I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to feel exhausted. I didn't want to have resentment towards the thing or the person. So remember, every time you say yes to something you don't care about, you're saying no to something that matters. I see this so often with women, myself included, that live very busy lives, saying yes to all the things and yet neglecting yourself. This is where often we have time for everyone else, but we don't have time for our own self care, for preparing the meals, for going to the gym, for just sitting in freaking silence so you can be and hear your own breath, right? Like, this is what boundaries can help us create. So, to make it real, let me share a personal story. A few years ago, I was working 60 plus hours, 3 jobs. I was building Health Wins with Jana. I was trying to maintain a perfect diet because, after all, I'm a dietitian, so I should have a perfect diet, right? Again, newsflash, I don't. And pushing myself to be everyone's go to person. On the outside, I looked like I had it all together, but inside, I was burned out, unhappy, and constantly anxious. I finally hit a breaking point where I realized this is not sustainable and this is not the life I want to continue to live. That is when I sought help, or like I like to say, I sought support, not only from a coach, but also from a therapist. And my therapist asked me a powerful question. What if you assumed you were enough? How would things change? Let me pause because this question is so powerful. It changed my life, and I hope that it starts the journey of you changing yours if this is really resonating with you. So the question is, what if you assumed you were enough? How would things change? And my answer to this question was everything would change. So many things would change. So I started peeling back the layers of what I thought I had to do. I got real about my values and my priorities. And most of all, I got real with myself. And I learned that sometimes the best way to have it all is to let some of it go. Here's your takeaway for today. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to be it all. And you sure as hell don't have to do it perfectly because I really don't want you to be perfect. I would have no friends. So this week, I challenge you to ask the question I was asked that changed everything. Ask yourself this question. What if you assumed you were enough? How would things change? Would you be less busy? Would you save more money? Would you change your job? Would you end a relationship? Would you stop binge eating? What would change for you? Remember, life isn't about having it all together. It's about creating a life that feels really, really good to you. All right, that's it for today's episode of Talkin' Shit. You can find me on Instagram at Jana Mowrer RD, JanaMowrer. Give me a follow. Until next time, keep talking shit and living life on your terms. This has been Talkin' Shit. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up or leave a review on the Apple Podcast app. If you want more episodes, click that subscribe button. And if you want to learn more, visit healthwins.org. Talkin' Shit is produced and hosted by me, Jana. This production is also made possible by the Community Media Access Collaborative. Learn more at cmac.tv. See you next time.